Biden would sleep through that.
We could only hope.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. We are not anti-immigration, and we are not afraid of people who don't look like us on the outside. However, we believe that those who have taken an oath to uphold the law, yet refuse to enforce our existing laws, are themselves lawless and must be removed from office.
That's right. Yeah.
We who insist on the rule of law are in step with former Justice Louis Brandeis, who said decency, security, and liberty alike demand that government officials shall be subjected to the same rules of conduct that are commands to the citizen. If government becomes a lawbreaker, it breeds contempt for law. It invites every man to become a law unto himself. It invites anarchy. Our next speaker ran a strong campaign for state representative last year as a Republican in the 44th Legislative District. He is a local Christian pastor and former Muslim from Iran. Since his campaign ended last year, he's been traveling around the state and nation speaking the truth in love about the threat of radical Islam and Islamic Sharia law in America. His family fled an oppressive Islamic regime when he was just 7 years old. Iranian by birth, proud American by choice, please give a warm welcome to Shahram Hadian.
You guys can hear me okay? Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, sir. Well, I want to thank the organizers of this event for the opportunity to speak with you today. It's truly an honor to be with so many patriots who love their country and are willing to stand for its values and principles. Can you guys give yourselves a hand? I wanted to begin my time by just telling you a little bit about myself. I am Iranian born, and my family and I left a short few weeks before the fall of the Shah of Iran and the incoming oppressive Islamic government. I firsthand experienced the effects of Islam and Islamic law on my birth country. I personally lost relatives who martyred themselves for the sake of Islam and witnessed many of the young people who were expectant for freedom and democracy in 1979. I saw them experience the absolute opposite, a brutal theocracy bent on establishing Islamic Sharia law. Now, I had the joy of moving to the U.S. from Canada a number of years ago after waiting almost 9 years to legally get my green card.
Thank you.
After a few more years, I became a proud U.S. citizen. My life dramatically changed for the better 12 years ago when I left Islam and decided to become a proud follower of Jesus Christ. By the way, just for your information, I am an apostate in Islam because I've left Islam, and under Islamic Sharia law, I must be killed. I have served my community as a pastor, as a former police officer, as a teacher and coach, and recently ran for public office. I will share with you later my plans for public office in 2012. As a nation, we face many challenges, from our family values being under attack, to out-of-control debt, to dangerous national security issues, and rampant illegal immigration. With all of these challenges, I believe that we are handcuffed in our abilities by fear and political correctness. We must be willing to speak the truth in love. I strongly believe that we must eradicate political correctness and fear right into the garbage can. I believe, and you tell me if you agree with me, that we are, as Americans, are ready to hear the truth in love and act on that truth. We want to be treated like adults. Today I want to share with you the truth about what I believe to be the gravest danger facing the future of our nation. This threat comes from Islamists who want to radically change America through whatever means possible and implement Sharia law as the law of our land.
No.
Many elements say that this can never happen here in America, and people like me are spreading irrational fear.
No.
So what is the truth? What I'm going to share with you is not focused on hating or singling out individual Muslims. What I have been addressing as I've traveled around the state and nation speaking is focused on the ideology and teaching of Islam. So I begin with the ideology and goal of Islam. Since 9/11, we have been told that Islam is a peaceful religion that has been hijacked by a few radical elements. Well, first of all, Islam is not a religion per se. Islam is a theopolitical totalitarian constitution. Let me repeat that. Islam is a constitution. Now, I use that word carefully because we have a constitution in the United States of America. And only one constitution can prevail when a nation becomes predominantly Muslim. Secondly, directly from the Quran itself, Islam's goal is to establish a caliphate, that is an Islamic worldwide state, and implement Sharia law in every nation. Now, what about the claim that the ideology is peaceful and a few have hijacked the religion? What about that? Is that true? Even though there is evidence to show that there are many Muslims that want to live in peace, the Quran teaches in over 100 verses, it teaches violence against Christians and Jews and non-believers. So for the claim of a peaceful Islam to exist, we must see fruit of that peace. Yet when we look upon the 57 Muslim countries in the world, do we see peace with their neighbors? Do we see true freedom for their people? Do we see freedom of speech and expression? Do we see freedom of information and freedom for religious minorities? In fact, in the past 2 years, persecution of Christians and Jews in the Muslim world has dramatically increased. And one more point that I want to share with you, how do these countries, especially those with Islamic Sharia law, treat their women? The Quran itself teaches that the mind of a woman is deficient and that her testimony is worth only half that of a man. Now, I want to share with you another danger that we face, and that's a group called the Muslim Brotherhood. How many of you have heard of the Muslim Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Very good. And this is the same Muslim Brotherhood that is about to take power in Egypt. This Muslim Brotherhood has been in America since the 1950s and today continues to advise our White House on how to deal with the Muslim world. The FBI has severed ties with them for funneling money to Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, as documented by the Holy Land Foundation trials. By the way, this is their creed. This is the creed of a so-called secular organization. Allah is our objective, the Quran is our law, the Prophet is our leader, jihad is our way, and death for the sake of Allah is the highest of our aspirations. Does that sound like a secular organization to you?
No.
The Muslim Brotherhood has other tentacles working to infiltrate our government, our education system, our prisons, our media, and even our churches. The Brotherhood has spawned groups like CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations, that focuses on suing and intimidating anybody who dares to speak the truth about Islam. Another group is the Muslim Student Association that practically has chapters on every major college campus in America. The MSAs are the #1 recruiting tool for the Muslim Brotherhood, and they've been identified by the NYPD as an incubator for Islamic radicalization. These groups were named as unindicted co-conspirators by the FBI and have ties to not only the Muslim Brotherhood, but also to Hamas. These groups are not only a threat for literal jihad, but they have a specific plan to implement what they refer to as cultural jihad. Cultural jihad is shifting of our culture from within in order to establish Islamic Sharia law, or the sacred law of Islam. In European countries with 10 to 12% of the population being Muslim, we are now seeing European leaders say that multiculturalism in relationship to Muslims is an utter failure.